In 1987, you could walk onto a Ford lot, hand over $12,000, and drive home in a real F-150, regular cab, long bed, vinyl seat. 4-speed manual and a 4.9-liter inline-six that would run for 300,000 miles if you changed the oil. That truck built houses, hauled trailers, ran job sites. It was a tool. It was affordable. And it was built to last. Walk onto that same Ford lot today. Try to buy that truck. Tell the salesman you want a regular cab, long bed, work truck, nothing fancy. He will look at you like you spoke a foreign language. Then he will walk you to a $68,000 Super Crew with a 12-inch touchscreen, a 360-degree camera system, and a turbocharged engine with a cylinder deactivation computer inside it. That is your option. That is all they have. The Ford F-Series is the best-selling vehicle in America. It has been for over 40 years, and the people who actually work for a living, the electricians, the plumbers, the contractors, the farmers, are being priced and engineered out of it. In this investigation, we are going to expose the cylinder deactivation disaster that is destroying General Motors truck engines by the hundreds of thousands, the turbo engine trap that Ford built into the heart of the F-150, and the deliberate starvation of the work truck trim that has turned America's most important vehicle into a luxury product the working class cannot buy. The first villain on our list is hiding inside the engine block. For decades, a V8 engine worked the way common sense says an engine should work. All 8 cylinders fired all the time. Every cylinder was bathed in oil. Every cylinder received fuel. Every cylinder contributed to the work. The system was durable because it was constant. A 1999 Chevrolet Silverado with the 5.3-liter V8 could run 250,000 miles on basic maintenance. Mechanics knew every failure point. Parts were cheap. The engine was a known quantity. But in 2014, General Motors made a decision. To meet new federal fuel economy standards, they introduced a technology called Active Fuel Management, or AFM. The idea was simple on paper. At highway cruising speed, the computer collapses certain lifters inside the engine, shutting down 4 of the 8 cylinders. The engine runs on 4 cylinders to save gas, then brings the other 4 back online when you need power. General Motors marketed this as engineering innovation. They put it in every Silverado, every Sierra, every Tahoe, every Suburban, every Escalade. Any vehicle with the 5.3-liter or 6.2-liter V8 starting in 2014 had this system. But there was a problem with the lifters. Not a subtle problem. The lightweight deactivation lifters were being installed in incorrect positions inside the engine. They collapse when they should not. They stick when they should not. They fail. When an AFM lifter fails, it causes the engine to misfire, surge, and shudder, and in some cases, the engine stalls completely, even at highway speed, while merging into traffic. This is not a theory. This is the subject of a class action lawsuit, Harrison and others versus General Motors LLC, filed in December 2021 in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan. The lawsuit covers from 2014 through 2021 Chevrolet Silverado, GMC Sierra, Cadillac Escalade, Chevy Tahoe, and Suburban owners. It alleges that General Motors failed to disclose the defect. It alleges that when the lifters failed during the warranty period, General Motors replaced them with the same defective parts. The defect would then manifest again after the warranty expired. One Tahoe owner in the litigation was quoted a repair bill of $11,000. The lawsuit remains active as of 2026. You paid $55,000 for that truck. The engine destroyed itself. The repair costs more than a used car. The repairman looks at you and says the phrase that defines the modern era: "It is not worth fixing." But even if your engine survives the cylinder deactivation system, there is another trap waiting for you inside the fuel system. Before 2010, if you bought a Ford F-150, you could choose a naturally aspirated V8, the 5.4-liter or the 4.6-liter. These engines used port fuel injection, meaning the fuel sprayed directly onto the back of the intake valves. That fuel acted as a continuous cleaning agent, washing carbon deposits off the valves with every drive. The engines were not exciting. They were not especially efficient, but they ran for 200,000 miles without drama, and every mechanic in America knew how to fix them. In 2010, Ford launched the EcoBoost, a turbocharged, direct injection engine designed to replace the V8 entirely. Direct injection means the fuel is sprayed directly into the combustion chamber, bypassing the intake valves. Nothing is washing the back of those intake valves anymore. Carbon builds up, but that was manageable. The real problem was the cylinder head. There is a class action lawsuit, Miller et al. Versus Ford Motor Company, currently pending in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of California. It covers from 2013 to 2019 Ford Escapes, Fusions, and Edges with the 1.5-liter, 1.6-liter, and 2-liter EcoBoost engines. The lawsuit alleges that these engines suffer from a defect that allows coolant to leak into the engine's cylinders. Coolant inside a cylinder causes corrosion, oil contamination, and engine failure. The lawsuit claims Ford knew about this defect since at least 2010, when EcoBoost launched. Ford's response, according to the lawsuit, was a series of band-aid repairs that did not address the root cause. Owners who had their engines fixed under warranty came back with the same failure. There is a second lawsuit, this one covering F-150 trucks from 2018 to 2020, with the 5.0-liter V8 Coyote engine, Bryan and others versus Ford Motor Company, filed in 2025. It alleges the engine burns oil at unusually high rates, carbon builds up inside the combustion chamber, and Ford instructed its dealers to deny warranty repair claims related to the problem. Ford allegedly knew, and Ford allegedly told the dealers to turn it away. Now consider this. Ford discontinued the 3.3-liter naturally aspirated V6, the last non-turbocharged engine option in the F-150 lineup, for the 2025 model year. If you buy a new F-150 today, every engine option is a turbocharged direct injection engine. The EcoBoost is now mandatory. There is no longer a choice. They gave you more horsepower. They gave you better fuel economy numbers on the window sticker. When that computer fails, the repair is not a $50 sensor. It is an engine. And they told their dealers to say it was not their problem. The same philosophy that built a disposable engine also built a disposable body around it. For 70 years, a work truck had a steel body. Steel is easy to repair. Any body shop in any small town in America can weld steel, hammer steel, and return steel to its original shape. A hard day on a job site that put a dent in your steel bed did not require a specialist. It required a guy with a hammer and 45 minutes. In 2015, Ford switched the F-150 to a high-strength aluminum alloy body. They said it made the truck lighter, more capable, and better on fuel. But they did not put it in the brochure that aluminum cannot be repaired like steel. Steel and aluminum cannot touch each other during repairs because the contact causes corrosion that destroys the panel from within. Every tool that touches an aluminum Ford has to be an aluminum-only dedicated tool. The shop floor has to be a sealed, separate area. Most small-town body shops do not have this. They cannot legally do the repair. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety ran the test in 2015. They crashed a 2015 aluminum F-150 into a 2014 steel F-150 at 10 miles per hour. Then they sent both trucks to a certified shop. The aluminum truck cost $8,885 to fix. The steel truck cost $7,034. That is a 26% premium for the same collision. For rear damage specifically, the aluminum truck cost 45% more. And in that rear test, the shop had to replace the entire aluminum bedside. The same damage on the steel truck was a dent they straightened in place. Ford built the most popular work truck in America out of a material that most of the country cannot repair. They did it to hit fuel economy numbers required by federal regulation. The truck is lighter. The repair bill is not. Now let's talk about the trim level. There is a number that tells the entire story. Of the 73,000 new Ram 1500 pickup trucks for sale in 2024, only 2,200 were the tradesman trim. That is the base model, the work truck, the no touchscreen, vinyl seat, get the job done truck. 3% of available inventory. According to Edmunds, the tradesman trim had 0 new inventory available anywhere in the country that year. You cannot order one. There are no more. This did not happen by accident. A CarEdge analysis published in 2026 showed that the price of a mid-tier full-size pickup truck rose 53.1% between 2014 and 2024. In the same period, blue-collar wages rose 38.7%. Trucks are rising in price nearly 40% faster than the incomes of the workers who need them. According to Kelley Blue Book, the average transaction price for a Ford F-Series in 2024 was just under $68,000. An industry consultant speaking at an automotive event in January 2026 said, on the record, "We are now relying on the extremely wealthy to generate the sales." He was talking about the truck market. Ford trucks outsold BMW 2-to-1 that same month. The average BMW cost only marginally more. According to price data going back to 1990, the price of the F-150 XLT has risen 81.4% since 2010, while the Consumer Price Index for new vehicles rose only 28.7% over the same period. In the 1990s, the Toyota Camry cost more than an F-150. By 2024, the F-150 cost nearly twice as much. Ram killed the Hemi Vive 8 for the 2025 model year. Ford dropped the last naturally aspirated engine option in the F-150. The 8-foot supercab bed was eliminated from the F-150 lineup in 2024. The regular cab is now available only in base XL trim. Ford announced they had simplified ordering by 90% for the 2024 model year. What they simplified was your options. The market is not making these decisions. Manufacturers control what gets built. They choose to build 6 trims of luxury pickup and 1 trim of work truck that they do not stock. They choose to put cylinder deactivation computers inside engines that mechanics at dealerships cannot diagnose correctly. They choose to build bodies out of material that the majority of body shops in this country cannot legally repair. Every one of these choices moves money from your pocket to their balance sheet. None of them make your truck better at doing work. So what is the solution? If you need a real work truck, the answer is not on a dealer lot. The answer is a classified ad. Buy a 2007 to 2013 F-150 with the naturally aspirated 5.4-liter V8. Before EcoBoost was mandatory, before cylinder deactivation was in the lineup, before aluminum replaced steel. Those trucks can be repaired by anyone, anywhere, with basic tools. If you need a General Motors truck, avoid anything made from 2014 to 2021 with the 5.3-liter or 6.2-liter V8, unless the previous owner has already paid to delete the AFM system. That modification exists because the failure rate is well documented, and the class action is still in court. If you're going to buy new, buy the most stripped-down truck on the floor. Fewer computers in the drivetrain means fewer failure points. Ask specifically whether the engine has cylinder deactivation. Ask whether it uses direct injection. Those are not bonus questions. They are the only questions that matter. And if you have a 1990s truck still running in your driveway, do not let anyone talk you into trading it in. That vehicle can be repaired with tools from any hardware store by any mechanic in any county in America. It does not have a computer in the engine deciding when to fire cylinders. It does not have a body that requires a specialist certification. It does not have a touchscreen that costs more to replace than a month's rent. They built great trucks once. They knew how to build them. They chose to stop. Stop buying their luxury package. Find the truck they do not want to sell you.